Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Asim. I'm working as DevOps engineer. So this is the fourth, excuse me, part of our Kubernetes CI/CD demo. So in this part, what I'm going to show you guys that how we can use Jenkins and deploy our CI/CD pipeline to create pods and deployments and services, and also the ingress. But the ingress part is going to be covered later, which is going to be on HTTPS by using the AWS load balancer. So for this demo, I'm going to show you that I have what I've done, that I have launched the Amazon EC2 instance, and I'm gonna what I've done that um I might edit the keys. Let me check my EC2 instance SSH keys. So just check it from here, SSH section. So keys are added. Okay. So now I'm going to do SSH into the instance. I'm going to take the public IP of this particular EC2 instance, and I'm going to SSH into this particular instance. And the distribution I have launched is Amazon Linux 2. So I'm going to take one session, and I'm going to log into this particular EC2 instance. Okay, go to the advanced section, give the private key, and I'm going to provide the private key for this instance. So guys, as you see, I've logged in into this EC2 instance, and hopefully, so internet connectivity is there. Okay, what is the issue? Connection timeout. Might be my IP is changed, so I have to update my security group. Let's see, this might be the issue. Okay, go to the inbound rules and select custom IPS. This is the issue, and I'm going to try again. So simply press R for restart this session. So guys, I'm inside my Amazon Linux container. I've added the key. I'm gonna install the Git. This is my private repository, and this will be available for you guys later when I finish these parts of my Kubernetes CI/CD pipeline. Till then, I'm going to add. I'm gonna install the Git, and I'm gonna do Git pull. Sorry, I'm gonna do Git clone to uh, clone my repository. So, okay, where I am. So this is my repo, and as I told you, this is the private repo. So I've selected SSH. So I'm gonna clone this repository. Okay, perimeter keys are not added. Let me add the keys as well. Let me tell you that how you can add the keys. Do SSH key gen, and if you wanna give passphrase, that's it. But usually we don't give that. And I'm gonna care the contents of my um, public key from my root uh, hidden SSH folder. So excuse me. So this is my public key. I'm gonna paste this. I'm gonna paste this part, in fact, to uh, inside my repo. Inside my SSH settings. Okay, let me go to the settings sections, and if I navigate to SSH, I'm gonna remove the other keys first because these are just lab keys. So I'm gonna call this awesome lab. Let's call this awesome lab, and then it allows me to pull from this particular repo which I shown you. So guys, now I'm gonna apply the same command. Hopefully we will be successful. Yes, we are able to pull the repository, our private repository from GitLab. This repository can be anywhere, like in Bitbucket or GitHub, wherever you like to have your repositories. So this is my repository demo. I'm gonna tell you that if you navigate to Kubernetes, change your directory. I've created a lot of scripts for you guys for the deployment. For instance, step by step, I'm going to tell you that everything which is going to be available as part of the automation for you guys. First of all, I wanna need a Jenkins container. Jenkins Docker environment. To simply, I will do this bash script. Execute this bash script, so it will set up the self-signed scripts and Nginx, uh, and we are going to use the public IP of that particular EC2 instance, and we are going to access our Jenkins over HTTPS. This is not the requirement. You should do this. Uh, most of the company in production usually run the Jenkins in internal environment, like by using the VPN or using the private hosted zones. By using the private hosted zones. So this is the lab, and still I wanna use the public DNS, public hosted zones, and but I wanna do encrypted stuff. So that's why I'm doing it, and I'm gonna update my um, DNS, which is Cloudflare. So if I do Docker ps-a, you will be see the two containers Jenkins and Nginx are running. So I'm gonna do Docker exec interactive shell into the particular Jenkins, and you will see the if you navigate to the root. If I do ls, you will be see the demo is also in there because I've mounted the sockets along with the root directory as well. So that's why you were able to see this. So if I navigate to demo and go to the Kubernetes and go to the script section, I need packages inside my Jenkins container. For instance, like I need AWS CLI, I need EKCTL, I need kubectl, Terraform, this sort of stuff, and editors, Vim, and Nano. So instead of doing this stuff manually, I've created the scripts, so it will automatically set up all the stuff for us. And till then, I'm going to update my public IP to my Jenkins. So this is my DNS provider, Cloudflare. So I will try to access this Jenkins from the uh, domain jenkins.saklanmushtaq.com. Till then, let me check. the okay, why it's not able to see that I forgot to enable the ports in my security group, which is of HTTP and HTTPS. So, excuse me, I'm gonna select HTTP, which is port 80. Source can be from anywhere, or if I wanna give you tight security, let's say, I mean, although it's public DNS, but my IP is this, so it is going to be available for my IP, but with Cloudflare, it's not going to work. So if you're using other cloud DNS provider, you can use my IP and like in Route 53, it will update your. Let me show this part as well to you guys as well. HTTPS. Okay, select my IP. Let's try to run this again and see whether we're able to access um, our Jenkins container. So we are not able to access it. So simply, as I've told you that because I'm using the Cloudflare is a domain proxy, so simply I have to uh, provide this in HTTP and HTTPS. Select from anywhere, that would be okay, and HTTPS also from anywhere. So simply then refresh. So you see guys, I'm able to access my Jenkins. This is just for demonstration purposes. So let's go back, and I'm gonna create the contents, create the password, admin password from this, and I'm gonna paste, simply copy this, and I'm gonna paste into my Jenkins. So how this is how easy by using the scripts I've created to set up your Jenkins instead of I mean installing the binaries manually and use the scripts to for deployments. Even you can use with the tools like infrastructure as code with Terraform or CloudFormation as well. So gonna install the relevant plugins. Okay, till then I'm gonna show you what other things we have in our script sections. So now I'm gonna configure my. I need a cluster. I don't have any cluster, Kubernetes cluster. So I'm gonna do AWS configure, and I'm gonna provide the keys. Let's click install the relevant plugin and let it install. And I'm gonna provide my access key and secret access key. One thing to note that I am inside the Jenkins container. So every utility package is available inside our Jenkins container. I'm gonna select the default region US East 1. Okay, so now what are the scripts? I'm gonna create a key pair, which is the requirement for our EKS CTL. Um, uh, it said root.ssh file exists, so I'm creating the directory. Let me get the contents of key pair. So what it does actually is create making a directory. It says it's already exists there. So I'm going to create a key pair name Cloud Legend EKS, and it is going to put that in this path. If I do ls, you will be able to see that Cloud Legend PAM file is going to be created in this available path. So this is the file Cloud Legend PAM. So with this PAM file, I'm able to access my Kubernetes worker nodes. So that's why I've created. So let's go to the other scripts we have done with the Jenkins shell script. With the packages, shell script is also done, key pair is also done. So now I'm going to show you guys the encrypted MariaDB and encryption of WordPress. Let me get out the contents of us MariaDB. MariaDB, um, I'm going to show you that how I'm creating the encryption and uh, pushed push these encrypted passwords, usernames to my private repository, which is available for other users as well. So these are the plain text passwords I've created. So this took really confusing, but if you run the script, let me first create the KMS key in my region. I'm showing that how it's going to work. So first log into this um, Jenkins. Okay, so I want to show you that if I navigate to the key management KMS services, we are going to create our custom KMS key and customer managed key. So let's create the key. I'm going to give this name Jenkins. Jenkins. So okay, all is fine. I'm gonna give these privileges as this is the demo. So in your environment, you should or you should consider to whom you're giving the access and why you're doing that. So I'm giving access to this particular user and the other relevant services. So this is the key ID that we needed. Let me copy this. As I've kept the contents of this file, there is an existing key ID which is the KMS key ID. I'm going to replace uh, that particular ID with my ID. So I'm going to use the set stream editor to replace the stuff inside my files, encrypted files which I've shown you the contents. So I'm going to simply copy the key ID. This is going to be replaced the one which we have created a moment ago, and I'm going to update my encrypted MariaDB file as well as my WordPress shell script. So all done. So I want to show you that how the scripts work. So if I do encrypt MariaDB, so it is going to encrypt these parameters, and what these parameters are mentioned in front of your screen. So this first one is 1234567 8 is the root MariaDB root password. So I'm encrypting these password and putting in my root. Let me show you that in my root secrets and in MariaDB. Okay. So if I care the contents of this directory, yeah, that's fine. So this is the directory, and I wanna care the contents of MariaDB password. Okay, MariaDB database password. Okay, so you see this all is in encrypted state. I've created the script to show you guys that to for your understanding that you should be able to see how the encryption decryption is going to be work with our newly created KMS keys. So I'm gonna encrypt my WordPress, and the parameters I pass in environment variables are these, and these are going to be encrypted as well. These are the passwords and secrets which is going to be encrypted and decrypted by KMS key. So this section is also done. I'm going to set up my EKS cluster. Let me cut out the contents of EKS shell script. So this shell script, why I created the public key pair in my start, the key pair shell script. So I need this key pair. So instead of manually creating the key pair, let me show you that I'm using the shell script. In fact, I'm using in shell script. I'm using the AWS CLI. So you see there are two key pairs. The one we have created with the script is this one. So now I'm going to run the EKS script, which is going to deploy Cloud Legend EKS cluster in these particular region, and also I need to tell to update you that I've updated the zone section as well, so I'm not currently able to see that. So let me update as well. Okay, I will show you that as well. Let me navigate to my GitHub repo. Okay. Mhm. So this is my GitHub repo, and if you navigate to EKS CTL, I'm gonna update my shell script in the repo as well. So if the URL is this, so everything is available for you guys as well currently. But I will provide you all the scripts and repository for along with the pipeline for the deployment as well. So this is the one which we are going to use. So I've included the zone section. I've intentionally doing this because I want to deploy in this particular zone for the timing, because US East 1E is having the capacity issues sometimes. So what it does, it fails the deployment. So what I'm going to do is to simply update my nano EKS shell script. Okay, so I'm gonna add the zones as well. So make sure that deployment of EKS cluster does not fail. So that's it. I'm going to save this, and also I'm going to update my repo as well. So for you guys, it will be available what the changes I've done here. So if I do get status, so git status is saying these files are modified. Let me add these. So do git commit for um, yes zones added for EKCTL. Okay, I have to do this because I pulled the repository. So I have to provide these details and I have to repeat the previous steps. So bear with me, Muhammad Awesome. So I'm going to do git status, git add, and git. Usually we have to do git commit for the commits, and I'm gonna do git push origin, which is our master repo, and demo.cloudorigin.com. So our repo is updated. So I'm going to navigate to my old PWD. So I'm inside the scripts directory. So I'm going to run the EKS script, which is going to deploy the cluster. So which is going to be in the US East one. So till then, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to show you rest of the remaining stuff, which includes the Jenkins pipeline, automated pipeline deployment, and some of the remaining stuff that how you can use your Docker Hub public registry and use your private repository uh, for pulling the images. I've seen that people have issues by pulling the images from their private repositories. So I provided you the solution for that as well. So I will be back in 10 minutes. Definitely, I'm going to pause the video. So I have to wait for the cluster. So guys, our cluster is deployed. So I was talking about the Docker private image repository, full access denied. So people are having issues uh, from pulling the uh, images from the Docker Hub public registry from their private repository. So I made the solution for this. So I will put my YouTube link here once done. So let's navigate to our section. My session is stuck, so I'm gonna take a duplicate session because the workers node are ready. So okay, it's now ready. So says ready. So I'm gonna do kubectl get nodes. So everything roles, everything is ready. So what next we are going to do? We are going to this Docker login is not a script; it's actually a demonstration that how that issue can be resolved. So I will provide you the references and the links as well that how you can do that. But till then, I'm gonna do Docker login because what our pipeline is gonna do is gonna uh, create an artifact and put that artifact in that Docker image. We are going to use the Docker file. Let me show you that if I navigate to our WordPress R1 section. So you see this is our Docker file. We are going to pull uh, we are going to use the image from the existing Bitnami WordPress. So I'm going to do this stuff, run this stuff, and I'm going to copy my WordPress content, existing WordPress content tar.gz file into this bitnami WordPress section, and I'm going to then seed into it and extract that. So for this to work, I need Docker login because after the image creation, it need to be pushed by our pipeline into the private repository which lives at the Docker Hub public registry. So let me show you the Jenkins file. And in this Jenkins file, these are the environment variables. I'm not going to demonstrate each and every one, but these reference towards our directories. You see Kubernetes database and Kubernetes scripts. So what we are doing in our first stage, and we are building an image for Cloud Village in WordPress. So this is the most, I think, easiest a declarative pipeline Jenkins in Jenkins where you can use the bash scripts or the bash commands. So I'm using the bash commands here, so that would be really easier for you guys. So I'm echoing the present working directory here. Who am I? And every stuff is going to be outputted into our Jenkins output. Pipeline output section. I will show you that later. So I'm gonna install the packages. In fact, the package is already installed by us, but I'm gonna need some extra packages, or I'm gonna what the existing packages we have already in our Jenkins Docker container. These are going to be updated while running this pipeline. We are checking the internet connectivity, so just this output is going to be displayed in the output section. Yeah. So we are pinging google.com and we are updating the existing packages. So it's checking the EKCTL version. So now I'm going to show you the tagging part as well. In tagging part, what I'm doing that in each repository, either using the GitLab, GitHub, or Bitbucket, or any other. So if you navigate to the, let me, excuse me, just a minute, please. So as far as the tagging is concerned, let me show you that if you navigate to your repository section, these are the tags. What I'm doing is that I'm going to pull the latest tag by using the bash script. So let's say I've created the new tag for this WordPress R1 for release 1. So if I navigate to my pipeline, let me show you that. You will be able to see in Jenkins file, I'm at the tags section. Okay, there you go. So I'm pulling the latest tag. So what I'm doing here, this is the basic stuff, present working directory, and listing the present working directory. So I'm going to, I've also installing the Git inside my Jenkins container via the packages or via the pipeline. So I'm going to do git pull, and I'm going to pull this my private repository. What git pull does is going to update any changes if I do manually from the let's say if I create a new tag, it is going git pull will pick up that particular tag, and our current repository, which is cloned by the Jenkins pipeline, is going to be updated by this command. So I'm echoing the latest tag commit is mentioned below. So this is the environment variable created, and in this environment variable, I'm um, um using the git command, which is going to uh, pick up the latest commit, and I'm going to echoing that particular commit. So then I'm going to say this is the latest tag mentioned below. In tag section, I'm going to use this particular variable, and I'm going to pipe that. So this command show the references tagging and grab for the latest commit, and I'm going to print the latest tag. The latest uh, tag with the latest commit is going to be updated. So this all these values are stored in this dollar tag, and this dollar tag is going to build. I mean, we are using the build command, docker build. I have 24 tag. QuickBooks 2018 is my account, and Cloud Agent is the repository name, and dollar tag is going to tag that particular tag which I've shown you just a few minutes ago. And this is going to do this in this particular repository Kubernetes WordPress R1, and I've showed you in R1 we have our Docker file, and it is going to start building the image with this particular tag, and then it's going to sleep for 20 seconds because sometime do Jenkins stuck if I do the stuff on frequent basis. So then Docker is going to push our images to our private repositories. So that is why I need this Docker login inside my Jenkins. So from Jenkins container, either you can use the environment variables from the Jenkins console, or even you can simply do this as stuff as well. Do Docker login, as Docker login is available inside the Jenkins container because we have mounted the sockets inside our Jenkins container. So I'm going to provide the my account ID and credentials. Credential is a long string. Uh, so I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to put it here. So you will be able to see the login succeeded. So guys, what I have done, I put the credential in the password section, and I'm successfully logged in from my Jenkins container. So the remaining stuff which is going to be done is what left. I mean, okay, Kubernetes access to private repo assets. What this script do? Let me show you the script first. So this is relevant to the pulling of the images. So uh, I've used the read command uh, of bash scripting. So it will ask for your Docker username, your password, and your email address. So what is then going to do is going to create the use the kubectl command and use the secret for Docker registry reg cred. So here I need to tell you that after Docker registry, you should not provide any private registry. The command, if the let me show you that in demonstration. This is the issue people are getting in Docker login section. I've provided you all the relevant documentation with uh, that particular issue. So this is the URL you're going to use that. So uh, the actual command is that after let me go back to that particular script. After Docker registry, people provide their private registry. So if I navigate to issue to that particular issue we are people are facing, is that Docker Hub is the public registry, so you have to make sure about uh, your concept regarding the public registry and the private registry. So this Docker Hub is the public registry, and that public registry you have your private repository. So you should not provide any stuff with regard to the registries. It will automatically go to that particular by default registry is the public registry of Docker Hub. And then we are going to create this rec create is a secret, and we are going to store all these values uh, from our read variable input to these to this command. So let me run the command, and we are going to create a secret. So if I do Kubernetes access to private repo, so I'm going to provide the username, and this is my username, QuickBooks 2018, and I'm going to provide the password which I've already copied, and Docker username. Okay, Docker username is okay. This problem. I have to use, I guess, sleep command with that because by pasting the password, it runs quickly. Okay, so I'm going to do Control C here. So let me run and just check that I'm going to face the same issue or not. QuickBooks 2018. The password might be I've copied something else. Let me copy my password again. I'm going to pause the video till then. So guys, I've done the copying of my password. Let me put it here. Okay, not shown. Anyway, I will delete that. Okay, yeah, it is showing. That should be the case with that. Anyway, no issue with that. I'm going to change that. So my email, because the script is creating this way. So script is running fine. Might be I was facing the internet connectivity issue, and the QuickBooks 2018 at gmail.com. So you have to provide your password string and everything uh, in this fashion. So this secret is created, and this is going to be used by our pod, which is going to um pull the images. But how it is going to pull the images? The issue I was getting is that it is going to pull the image, that particular pod, which is launched on that particular node. Let me show you that. Let's say I have two nodes, kubectl get nodes, and if the image is pulled on one of the node and it is not available on other nodes. So what I've done here, I've also created one other script which is of tagging. Uh, Let me show you that as well. I'm calling that particular script as nodes label shell script. So let me show you that as well. Nodes label shell script is going to do. It will pick up my first node. It's a for loop. I use the for loop in this particular script. Let's say, let me show you the kubectl get nodes. What it is gonna do? Nodes is gonna pick up my first node name and tag it, tag this node by this name. The name of this particular tag is that image pool node 1 is equal to private repo for node 1, and it is going to then loop it again, and it is going to the key and the value is going to be the image pool node 2, and which is going to be equal to private repo 2 for node 2. So by this method, the pod is going to be launched, two pods instead of one is going to be launched, two pods launched on one pod is going to be launched on one node and other is going to be launched on other node. Let's say one pod is going to be launched on this node and other is going to be launched on this node. Let me tag, let me run the script and see whether it is able to tag our nodes as well. So our nodes are labeled. So I'm running the script first time. So it's saying that label for node 1, I'm calling this initially. This is our node 1 internal, and it is going to label this one. Image pool node 1 is the key, and the value for that particular key is this. So it says in return the node this is labeled with this tag. So I'm going to do same stuff for the second node. So this part is also done. Which left is script? Which script is left now? So tag shell is nothing. Let me uh, show you what I've done. In fact, I've forgot it. So it is for the tagging. Yeah, tag script is simply show you the latest tag for your the tag you have created. I mean, let me run that. Let's see what it does. So I've created this script, so you will be able to understand about the tagging. So first of all, it's going to update the repo, and we are I am echoing that we are pulling the latest tag from our GitLab, GitHub. There is a spelling mistake here. GitHub Bitbucket repo, the tag we created from the console already. Up to date, the latest tag is mentioned below, which is this, which I've already shown you. The latest tag commit ID is mentioned below. Navigate to this one and do this. So then let me update the mistakes I've done. As far as the spelling is also concerned as well. So everything should be understandable for you guys. So call this uh, GitHub. Okay, Control X Y. Okay. So as far as the scripts part is concerned, it's done. Get add. I'm not mentioning the file name. I'm just gonna do this stuff. So I do addition as well. Git commit fn mm, updated the typo. So guys, you see I'm doing every stuff from my Jenkins container. Git push origin master. So this is also updated. So let's navigate to our Jenkins pipeline, which is I guess should be ready, and all the plugins are installed. All this stuff I've already showed you in my previous video. but this is a lengthier video where I'm showing you the deployment via the scripts and a little bit of automation, which helps you to uh, do stuff more quickly. So let me refresh that. So okay, sign in into this. I guess. Uh, Let me finish the. Okay, Jenkins, start Jenkins. Okay, what we are going to do here, I'm going to create a new pipeline and I'm going to call this, which I've already done, democloudallegend.com. So I guess this is the most simplest pipeline you will be able ever creating. I mean, do go to build section, do poll SCM, and I'm going to poll for every 1 minute. So give this 5 star, and it will say, do you mean every minute? So yes, we are going to poll every minute as far as the pipeline concerned. So it will not, although it's a private repository, it is not going to be asked for our password. Why it is not asking? Let me, if I give this our repository name, let me navigate to our uh, main branch master, and if I do clone SSH. So if I give this URL, it is not going to ask for the password. Why is that? Because we have mounted the root inside the Jenkins. So our public key is already able to communicate with our repository, which is in the GitLab. Okay, so this part is also done. It is going to use the master. You can use any stuff. This is the Jenkins file which is going to be used. Save. Okay, apply, save. And I'm going to do build now. Even if I do commits, it is going to uh, uh, build after start building automatically after 1 minute. So this is the console output which I was talking about. So you will be able to see all the steps here, which I've told you that it is going to use my Jenkins pipeline, and it will be doing the steps. Um, I will show you this. You see it's pinging the google.com 3 times, which I've talked earlier in the start of my video, and it is going to install these packages vim nano, and as it's saying already installed. So it is at the start level, it is updating the packages by default. It is the Debian based Jenkins which use the apt command, so I've used the yum, so you might be seeing some stuff that yum is not available. So what I'm doing, you see, I'm tagging and and I'm now a Docker file is running. It is going to copy our excuse me tar.gz file and build image with that particular tag which I shown you. Then it is going to post that image and then push that image to our private repository. So currently I'm getting failure. So these sort of issues you might be facing. So you have to see that what causes the failure. So let me check that what is the issue I'm facing here. If I navigate to my section. So till then, I'm going to pause the video and we'll be back what was actual error you will be facing. So this is the routine with the Jenkins pipeline. So you have to feel comfortable with once you able to understand stuff, you will be able to good on building pipelines. So guys, you able to see what is the error I'm facing. By mistake, I've launched a container with um, 8 GB space. So it should be more than that, depend on the repository. So it says failure occurs because there is no space left on that particular device. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna increase the space um, of my EC2 instance of my root volume, and it is going to be then fixed, and I'm going to rerun that. Let me show you that as well. So this is the Amazon Linux, and if I navigate to our root device section and see the size of this is pretty small. So uh, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna modify the volume, although it is not recommended to straight away do on a running instance, but for the sake of the best practice that you should stop the instance to make sure that any input output operation are going to be stopped. So I'm going to increase this size from 8 to let's say 35. If that would be fine. So uh, it may take some time to form. It may take a bit. Yes, okay. But if I do disk free and HT, let me show it will not show you that. It will show you that this is the 8 GB. So I have to increase the size of this particular EBIS volume. I'm gonna pause the video and demonstration of the increasing of size video of the volume size. I'm going to do this in separate demo because it's going to be then too much lengthier. So the reason for showing you this, you should be able to see, able to read the logs, what it says, and the issue comes from the our I mean space. So it is not from the pipeline. So I will be back in a few moments with you guys. So guys, I have done the fixing by increasing the volume as I'm getting the error that pipeline fails because there is no space left on the disk. So I'm gonna, excuse me, continue with my pipeline and I'm gonna build it again. So guys, this is our failed pipeline, and this is the error we are getting. And let's try to rerun this particular pipeline by manually, or you can, whenever you do commit, uh, it will automatically run. So, in this pipeline, first of all, the first part is that is the migration of your existing infrastructure to Kubernetes. So, what we are going to do in this pipeline, we are building the pipeline and it will deploy the infrastructure we need. For instance, we are going to deploy the WordPress application to Kubernetes. So I'm running it again. So let's see if we face any issues. So it's going to rerun and it is going to do the same steps what we it is already done in the past. So you have to look for the output section, what it is doing, what steps it is performing. So every step is already mentioned as it is successfully tagged the particular you see tagged. I've shown you all the scripts with regard to that. So this image build creation is there, and I'm going to show you that it's going to stay for 20 seconds. And I am inside my Jenkins container. If I do Docker images, you will be able to see this particular image which lives and created 30 seconds ago, and the size of this image is this. So then pipeline reruns and push this particular image to our Docker Hub private repository. So it says pushed. It's saying push because I've already pushed the image to my private repository. So all of the cached layers are going to be uh, take less time because it is not going to push the same layer again and again. So it says push. Why I'm telling you that? Because if you do for the first time, you might be facing that all depend your internet connectivity. That's why I've chosen the Amazon Linux on AWS. If you are using your local machine for this particular deployment, and if your image is big like 1.9 gigs or maybe 3 4 gigs or tiny image, whatever it is, so it all depends. The pushing and pulling of the image depend on the network speed as well. So I think it is better to choose Amazon Linux because the internet, the throughput internet connectivity on that particular EC2 instance is very high. So as we resolve the issue of the disk space, we are now moving to our other steps. So what it does is doing that this private image YAML uh, is creating, and it is going to you see do the deployment on two nodes which are tagged. So this tag is going to be in results in a failure, but what it will do, it will kubectl get port, it will pull the images from our private repository and put it on these particular nodes. These are two worker nodes. Let me show you that as well. These are the two worker nodes, and this pod is going to put the image on one node and other on other node. Excuse me. So let me show you that a kubectl describe pod will give us more understanding. Kubectl describe pod. So it is in the default lens. You see, it is able to pull the image, and it is not pulling from Jenkins. It is pulling from our private repository, and it is not putting on the Jenkins server. It is putting on these particular nodes. So because these are totally isolated, and it you see these nodes have no public IPs. So outgoing traffic is there, but this is the uh, HA along with the security kept in mind setup. Uh, so after that, you will be able to see that these pods are going to be destroyed by our pipeline. So, our pipeline is going to wait 5 minutes. I've set the time because uh, I've intentionally put the 300 time limit because uh, if your network speed is not that high and image is big, so you can adjust the time according to your net network speed. Although 1.8 gigs for internet connectivity on that particular AWS C2 instance is not a big deal. I can put the uh, import this limit to 60 seconds as well, but I have chosen to do 300. So you see, I'm watching the kubectl get pods, and you see, I've done the watch command, and the age 4 minutes and 8 seconds is gone. So after 5 minutes, it is going to, I mean, it is going to go, the pipeline is going to go to their next steps, and after the uh, after those steps are done, then these pods are going to be destroyed. So let's see, we are pretty much towards our end of our demo and end of our setup for the deployment. So I'm not gonna pause the video. I just wanna show you that you see, the second step is started, which is the deployment of uh, WordPress YAML uh, files, and it is going to then delete those nodes as well. So it is using those MariaDB credential which it found from the environment which I have put in my demo repositories. So in the later videos, I will also tell you what are those. You see, uh, Cloud Agent WordPress is set up, and MariaDB is also in pending state. MariaDB is the stateful set I've created. So you see, every step we are also watching from our command line as well. The creation, excuse me, kubectl get stateful sets, stateful sets. So our MariaDB is running, and if I do kubectl get pods, our both pods are up and running. So this is how we have done the automated deployment of our WordPress. Let me also show you the kubectl get SVC services in the default namespace. So I've used the cluster IP for this WordPress. But later in my videos, I will show you that cluster IP is not going to be work for the application load balancer if you set as an ingress. You need to set this as a node port or as a load balancer type, but definitely we are going to use the node port. So this is the demo of the Jenkins Pipeline CI/CD. This it is the deployment, automated deployment, and then later we will do step by step the CI/CD continuous integration and continuous deployment. So I will try to access this guy. Let me run my machine, Ubuntu machine. I want to show you that as well. That I'm gonna use the kubectl proxy, but okay, I'm gonna power off the machine first because there are some changes I've done. that. So let it run, and I'm gonna till then I'm going to navigate to my repository, and I'm going to use this command. Let me show you that, which is going to pull our cluster access into this particular Ubuntu machine. So this is going to use AWS CLI update kubeconfig uh, in our EC2 machine. So let it run. It is running, and okay. So I'm going to show you guys about this as well. So I'm gonna use these secrets as well for the demo part. This is quite a lengthy video. Hope you guys don't get bored, but hopefully this video really helps you, and I will provide you the code as well, which even helps you more to understand what has been done and what has been deployed. Okay, NMC line networking off and on. I guess I need to update my network as well. System GTL. Okay, so now up. Go to the ping google.com. Hopefully we able to ping the Google. So yeah, internet connectivity is there. So I'm gonna first of all do SSM. Okay, AWS configure inside our configure inside our machine, and I'm gonna provide the um, access key and secret access key to this particular machine. So even I can take the session outside for this, but I just wanna let me finish this video because it is getting quite lengthy now. So okay, and I'm gonna use this command to update my kubeconfig, so I'm able to access the same cluster inside my local VM. Or if you're using Ubuntu, that would be okay as well. When calling the cluster, okay, let me look what is the issue. Might be the credential I provided are not okay. Okay, let me do AWS this S3 if I'm using the same command. AWS con ls configure. Mm-hmm. Might be the space inside that particular. So let it run the command unrecognized card exception calling. I don't know why I'm getting this error. I have the access. Let me pause the video, and I will have to make sure that I'm using the right keys as well. So guys, unfortunately I saw the error. I will demonstrate this part in my next video. The error is with regard to the my accessibility, and which is I'm using sandbox environment, so my time limit is finished. So Anyway, this is not the completion of our videos, and I've shown you that we are able to successfully deploy and run our uh, deployments, ingress, and pods from and stateful set as well in the form of MariaDB, and these are up and running. And this is the pipeline I've created for you guys, and it is finished in success. But it is going to still, I mean, it's not gonna work because all session is just destroyed. So if I do refresh, you will see that every stuff is going to be terminated, or even it will ask for the login. So you see, it's asked for the login. So session is times up for the session. Anyway, I will show you rest of the stuff uh, in my next video, where I mean, in that part we are going to access our pod by using the kubectl port forward command, and we are also, in that part, we are going to migrate our existing infrastructure to Kubernetes. So, till then, if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. I need your support. Please like, share, and support. Uh, this really enables me to create more and more videos. Thank you. Have a nice day.